Hi, Laura. Stephen here from NYU Libraries. Good meeting with you yesterday, and thank you for the email. I thought I would take your email and turn what you're looking for into a research question to kind of get started. So here you have the question, like I'm looking for the positive and negative outcomes of removing children from the home and how the children of substance abusing parents are impacted by this. So if I were to turn that into a question, it would be something like this, like what are the effects of child removal on parents with substance abuse issues? We're basically saying the same thing, but it kind of helps me kind of frame it in a question that might be useful. So where I would begin my search is actually starting with child removal. So I'm going to go into PsycNET and do a search for just that. Now, in this case, we have quite a lot of results, 1,400 results to start working from, but we didn't specifically put child removal in quotes. So I'm going to do that in the search within results box here. So I'm looking for that phrase, those two words together to show up in my results. Now I have a much more manageable 90, but I still have the original question about parents and substance abuse, how that comes into play. So I'm going to search for parents next within the results. And now I have 42 results, so getting smaller. And now I'm just going to do a search for drug. And here I have 11 results. And if I just start kind of going through some of these, I can see there's a relationship between child removals and opioid prescriptions. That might be relevant. Public stigma and private suffering for the unmet social support needs among mothers who use drugs in the aftermath of child removal. That seems right up the alley for what you're looking for. And then some more on this list that could be really speak to what you're looking for. Now, before we dive in and start reading these articles, I'm going to export the results so we can kind of go through the abstracts just to make sure what we're getting is in fact relevant. So just to repeat the steps that we saw yesterday, I'll export this into RefWorks, and then I'm going to export these results into a spreadsheet. So I'm getting the 11 results from this search. 10 results. Sorry about that. So here are the results. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 10 results and share it to a TSV file. So I'm going to click Export References, select Tab Delimited, that's the TSV file, click Export. I'll just open this up. Again, if you're using a Mac, it'll open in TextEdit, or you may have to tell it to open in TextEdit, or it'll open, if you're using a PC, in Notepad or WordPad, or you can have it go right into a spreadsheet like Excel. I'm going to highlight everything, select all, and then copy. And now I'm just going to go to the spreadsheet that I just started over here and paste the results in. So obviously we don't need reference type, but the title and abstract are going to be the areas that we want to look at specifically. So I'm going to remove all these other columns for now, delete them, delete the rest of these, and then you can see the abstract is kind of giving us more space over here. So I'm just going to make this a little bit wider. I'll delete this column as well. And you don't need this stuff about the reference type. You know that these are references. I'll just make this a little wider so you can see the full title. We'll wrap the text so you can actually read each one. Go to vertical align so everything's at the top. And now you can just kind of run through each one of these and read over the abstract and decide whether or not you actually want to go and get the full text and see if it's useful. Based on some of these titles, it seems like they're pretty clear that they'll be relevant. So if you wanted to see something else that may be valuable, say this article about the stigma, what we can do is also look at this in another database called Web of Science. This database it's a multidisciplinary database, but where it's really valuable is when we search for that specific article that we just looked up by the title. we'll be able to see who cited it after it was published in 2018. I click on the title, and then I can click on the number 2 to see what those articles are. And I can also go back and click on the number 62 to see all the cited references from that article. This way I can see who did they cite in putting together their research. It can also be very useful in deciding which articles from this may be relevant. And you can kind of scroll down and start to see on the right-hand side how many times these articles were cited. That also might be useful in building your case and looking for really valuable and relevant research. So give that a try. And if you have any questions, let me know.